This video is on the technical analysis of Old Mutual. Old Mutual is a private company that's listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange in South Africa. And as you guys can see, we are on the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, we can see that the market had given us this very nice W structure, with this side being the first leg and this section over here being the second leg of that W structure, and it has a neckline at that level, right? And as I always say, whenever we have these W structures or double bottoms, what we want to see is price actually closing sufficiently above the neckline, which is over here, and then coming back to the neckline to give it a test. And then at this point where the neckline is where we would look for those potential buy opportunities, especially if that neckline aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool. So similarly, in regards to the W structure over here, we want to see price actually heading up, breaking sufficiently above the neckline, and then in the future coming back to the neckline to give it a test. And as I said, at this point is where we would look for those potential buy opportunities. At the end of the day, I did say that we have this W structure. It started at that level more or less, and ultimately or ideally we want to see price actually put it up to around that level to close in line more or less with where it had started, right? To add to this, as much as we had this huge W structure, if we were to focus on this area over here, we would see that we also have an overextended W structure over here, right? And similar to this one, right, or rather it has a neckline at that level as well, and we want to see price actually closing sufficiently above that neckline and then coming back to the neckline, to give it a test. And at that point is where I believe where the neckline is where we should look for those potential buy opportunities. And if we do indeed find any good buy opportunities where the neckline is, our first take profit should be around this level. Why do I say that level? That is because that level is a very strong level of resistance, as we had multiple rejections in and around that area, and in the future we may get a third rejection at this point, and we may potentially then see price retrace for a bit, right? What else do we see in regards to the chart of Old Mutual? At this point, I don't see much, but just to repeat that, guys, I just want to speak about this area, right? We have, as I said, a W structure over here, and it started at this point, and ideally we want to see price actually at least moving up to this level, right? But more long term, we actually want to see the market from where it is actually move further up, closing sufficiently above the neckline of this W structure, and then coming back to the neckline to give it a test. And at this point is where we should look for those potential buy opportunities, especially if the level aligns with any key numbers that we have in regards to the Fibonacci retracement tool. And if we do indeed find any good buying opportunities, our first take profit should be around this level, which is where this very nice W structure started.